All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are here with the national treasure, the most famous man on the internet that's not on the internet, Mr. Hal Stockman. And once again, he's wrenching on his airplane. You just can't get him to stop. Let's go flying. Boom! So he's changing out his propeller. He travels with one that helps him go a little bit faster, but when he's competing, he switches out to his super secret stole system, which is not such a secret because he just tells everybody everything, and he's just the coolest guy in the world. Good to have you on the show. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good.
So tell us about how you did at Oshkosh this year.
Oshkosh was very good. The only thing I struggled with was the big horse Yamahas.
Yeah. I think we all struggle with those.
Yes. Yeah. I fight with weight, they fight with horsepower.
That's right.
And currently they're winning. So that means I need to get less weight, I guess, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
Well, tell us, where are you from, Hal? What part of the world are you living in?
Elko, Nevada. And that is roughly halfway between Reno and Salt Lake City, Utah. Yep. Reno, Nevada, and Salt Lake. So I'm out in the desert. So I have 300 sunny days a year to fly in.
Excellent.
So excellent flying weather.
Yeah. Well, tell us a little bit about your passion here. Tell us about Lawn Mower 3. First of all, how does an airplane get a name like Lawn Mower?
Well, 20 years ago, I bought my first Rotax airplane, and everybody said, it sounds like a lawnmower. And I said, well, it burns fuel like a lawnmower also. So when I built this one, it's the third one. I built number 2. I bought number 1, built number 2, and when I built number 3, I was planning on competing. So I thought, I'm going to put lawnmower on the side of it so I can also say you are getting beat by a lawnmower.
Oh, that's fun. That sure is fun. Now there's a rumored story that I'm not quite sure if it's true or not, of you mowing some grass at New Holstein one time. Is that a story you want to tell or not?
Well, I have done that. My other airplane had the standard gear on it, and it was a little further back, so it wasn't too hard to kind of get it up on its nose when you were stopping. And I was being pretty aggressive at New Holstein once, and I did get grass. It threw grass up when it little lawn mowing.
Right.
Yeah.
But I remember I was there. I saw the whole thing. You didn't have a prop strike. It just took some of the clippings down.
Right. So it was perfectly the perfect height for the grass.
Perfect height. You know, the blades were set at the perfect height. Got a nice clean trim.
Right.
Excellent. So it's literally and figuratively a lawnmower.
That's right. And you know, you could say the wife says we need a new lawnmower, so I went and got a new lawnmower.
Oh my good. You're quickly seeing why we call him the national treasure. He's been doing the stole demonstration with us in the stole corral here at the ultralight field since the very beginning of time, it seems like. It seems like we've been doing this forever, and he's just such a joy to be around. Now let's get into some of the details of his aircraft, because there's some really special and unique things about this particular aircraft that I'd like to bring to you. Tell us the make and the model of the aircraft and what engine air you're running. Just give us the generic details that you answer that question 100 times at Oshkosh.
Well, it's basically a standard Rans S7 that I bought the kit, and then whenever I knew I wanted it to be light. So every time I pulled the part out of the box, I said, do I really need this part to fly? No, don't put it on.
Which is very true. And case in point, I notice you don't have your cowling on right now.
Right, yeah.
But when we were flying out to Oshkosh, you did have one on.
Yes. Well, the cowling is just added weight for stole. Any ounce that I don't have to take off the ground is maybe another inch that I can get off quicker.
Which is
So,
very wise.
yeah.
You're a steely-eyed competitor, aren't you?
Right,
You're
yeah.
hiding it behind that really nice facade. You're really vicious, and you want to win.
Well, of course.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Tell us about your engine. Now, you're known in the Rotax world as the Rotax Whisperer. Tell us a little bit about what you do and the modifications that you make to the Rotax engines, because there's quite a few modifications that you have made to push these things literally to and beyond their limitations.
I call this engine my Franken engine because it's a lot of parts that were laying around the shop.
Okay.
So, to start with, one time I acquired a 914 that had wrecked and hit the ground going wide open, and the crankshaft was all twisted. So I put it in the vise with aluminum blocks and took a brass hammer and I beat it back to straight. But that sounds easy, but it took quite a bit of time with a straight edge, a dial indicator, V-blocks, and feeler gauges to get it all where it lined up a thousandths again.
What you're talking about is you basically took a bent component and you took it back to within factory specifications.
Right, right.
Okay.
It was a very low hour crank, so I knew it didn't have wear on it, and the problem was when it hit the ground, it jarred it so hard that it knocked it out of time. So now we have to pull it back, and it's a press fit. So now we've moved it one way, we moved it back. I was worried about it moving, so I welded it. But I couldn't, I didn't want to put it in anybody else's airplane, so I put it in mine. Then, so the heads and the crankshaft were from the 914. The case is an old 80 horse case that looked very good, but it did not have the through bolts. So I modified it for the late model through bolts. Then to get 92 millimeter cylinders on it, I had to bore the case out bigger and bore the heads out. The case originally had a 91 millimeter bore for 79.5 millimeter pistons, and now I have 92 millimeter pistons, so I had to bore the case to 95 millimeter to get those in. It's got a custom ground camshaft in it. The heads are ported and have a tuned exhaust with a Burns merge collector. The intake manifold has a 1-inch crossover tube. Then the ignition is a motorcycle CDI ignition boxes, these right here, mounted on the firewall. And the carburetors are off an old BMW Airhead motorcycle.
Wow, so you're not kidding when you say Franken engine.
Right, yeah.
You've got pieces from, I wasn't counting, but like 4 different engines.
Well, yeah, the gearbox is off a 912S.
Oh, 5. You left that part out.
Right, yeah, I forgot.
Fantastic. Now, one of the things that I've noticed, you know, you're always going, you're always working on it and tinkering on it. And is that really what your competitive edge is that you're always looking for the next improvement?
Well, when I'm out flying around, when I go to the competition, I have my traveling mode, and then I have to put it in fighting mode, which takes several hours of changing propellers.
Oh, did we miss it?
You might need to push it a little, I don't know. You need to come up.
Well, I think we missed the little...
Well, you just need, I'm in one of them.
Okay, so pull your nut a little, or your bolt a little bit, and I can see it. There we go. I got to rotate up. There you go, right there.
There's a lot of things that I do between the two different things.
Very
so
cool.
I'm tinkering with it all the time because that's what I have to do when I get there to get it ready.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very cool. Well, you're certainly a crowd favorite here and everywhere you go. I remember at the Reno Air Races last year, you were Section 3's shining star, and
Yeah,
everybody
because I had
loved
3
you.
on the tail too, you
yeah,
know,
yeah,
so
yeah.
I had a foot forward on that.
Right,
yes.
right. And I'm noticing some new decals on your airplane here at Oshkosh. What's the story there? Are you maybe picking up some sponsorship opportunities?
Well, yeah, I was a little concerned about all the weight they added.
That's fantastic. I'm concerned about 16 grams of sticker on the side of my airplane and the drag that it creates.
But yes, Motive Aero is going to be the new Rotax repair center for the West Coast, so they wanted to help me out a little bit, so I said, sure, let's put a sticker on the side.
Absolutely, and congratulations for that. You know, it just warms my heart to see you getting the recognition you deserve and getting a little bit of help from those guys to get to all these competitions, because it seems like you're everywhere. You're down in Louisiana for the Swamp Stole, you're in
Right.
Texas, you're in Nevada, you're in California, you're everywhere. You're here in Wisconsin, you're going to be in
Minnesota.
Minnesota
I'm going
next
to
week.
Minnesota next week, yeah.
So you're just a fantastic advocate and an ambassador for our sport. And so on behalf of myself and everybody watching and all the people that are just as passionate about it as you and I are, I want to thank you for everything that you bring to the sport. It's important what you're doing. The innovations, the modifications, all that stuff helps the sport.
Right.
And so thank you very much for that.
Yes.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I try very hard to have something that makes it more affordable for flying, you know.
Which is amazing. You know,
Yeah.
we need those options, you know, because, you know, some of us fly these really expensive airplanes, and it's fun for me to see these, you know, the cost of the average car. You can go out
Right.
and get an airplane.
Right.
You can do this. You can get in the game, and I've said it many times on my show, get in the game. Don't wait. I don't care if you buy an ultralight or a paramotor or a Rans S7 with a Franken motor on the nose of it. Get in the game. Do not wait. You only get one shot at this life we've got, so make it happen. And Hal Stockman is on the cutting edge of showing you that it's possible on a budget. All you got to do is put in a little bit of what? Elbow grease.
There you go. Yes. Yeah.
What's your famous saying on Jonas's t-shirt he sells on his store?
Time and money will fix anything. If you got more time, it takes less money. Or if you got more money, it takes less time. So you can go either way.
Love it,
Yes.
love it, love it. Well, thank you so much for your time. I'll let you get back to getting back into travel mode. We're going to go ahead and end it there. This has been Under the Wing with Cory and Hal. Thanks for watching. We'll see you on the next one.
Hal Stockman from Elko, Nevada. Reno Air Races, man. He's got some standing on the chair. Look at that.